That is going to be the staging area where law enforcement is set to brief the press on what's happened here. I was speaking to someone earlier this afternoon when it all unfolded. He had someone who works for him who lives just a couple of blocks from where this happened and talked about this span that, Raley's was involved, because we're talking about what's in this area, the baseball fields, the two schools, and also a Raley's there as well. So multiple scenes where people were trying to figure out where to pinpoint where this started, how it started, what started, who the victims are. So we have Zach Boetto joining us now live. Zach, I know you've been out there all afternoon. I know you've been talking to some folks. What can you tell us?
Well, Nikki, I just spoke with a CHP officer, the CHP spokesperson. He tells me that a CHP officer was shot in this exchange of gunfire here today in Roseville. You can see behind me that the press conference, they're just getting ready to stage that right now. You can see there's law enforcement officers off to the left, CHP, Sheriff's Office, Police Department, and there's the rest of the media there who are waiting for the law enforcement to start this press conference. Should be underway in about a minute here, but we do know now that a CHP officer was shot at this park here in Roseville, and it was a very active scene for the last 2 hours. We've been here. There's been dozens of law enforcement vehicles flying up and down the streets of Roseville here. We're at McAnally and the Aquatic Center. Wood Creek Oaks Boulevard right here is where we're standing, across the street from the Aquatic Center, and we're about to get this brief on what happened here. You heard from that witness we spoke to a few minutes ago saying that they were just on the baseball field getting BP, throwing BP to their sons is what it sounded like. It was a lot of dads and sons out there playing baseball when all of a sudden a guy started running through the baseball field with a dog, and that's when there was an exchange of gunfire. That's when the witnesses we spoke with said they hit the ground. They were worried about their kids there, and he said almost immediately it was just law enforcement vehicle after law enforcement vehicle after law enforcement vehicle pulling up to the baseball fields there, the park there, and just responding to this situation that we now know was a CHP officer that was shot. We're still working to find out the status of that officer, but we should know within the next few minutes here when law enforcement starts this press conference. Again, this area is a very, very calm area, very quiet area. Like Eric said, like Nikki said, there's a Raley's just down the street. There's this athletics complex right here, an aquatic center, a very popular area for families to come work out and play sports, really, in an area of Roseville, again, that's very quiet. So the witnesses we spoke to were very shocked that all this had happened here this afternoon at about 1 o'clock, and we will find out more information within the next few minutes here. As of now, these roads are back open. Wood Creek Oaks here is back open, as well as Pleasant Grove Boulevard is back open for those wondering and who live in this area. It was closed down for about 2 hours, but we can still see officers off in the distance stationed around the park here and still doing their investigation, still investigating what happened here exactly. And again, we're moments away from the press conference here where we will learn more about what happened this afternoon where a CHP officer was shot. We do know there were a number of other victims as well in this exchange of gunfire. We do not know exactly the status of those victims, but this Roseville spokesperson just told me there was three victims here today who were shot. We don't know their statuses yet, but 3 people were shot here in Roseville in an exchange of gunfire between a suspect with a dog and law enforcement officers. So again, moments away from this press conference that should be underway any second now. Roseville Police here, California Highway Patrol is here, and the media is here as well, waiting for this update, trying to get ahead of it and make people aware. It looks like law enforcement is making their way to the front of the podium, so we're going to pass it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, so Zach, while we wait for that press conference to start, it looks like, well, let's hold on for a second. It looks like they might be stepping up to that microphone right now. So we'll get back with Zach in a couple of minutes. One of the things that we are following closely is exactly what the information and dissemination of information was like. Let's hear what they have to say.
Okay. My name is Kelby Newton, K-E-L-B-Y, last name N-E-W-T-O-N. I'm a police captain for the Roseville Police Department. All right. Good afternoon. I'm Captain Kelby Newton with the Roseville Police Department. First, I would like to thank everyone for being here today, and thank you to all the outside law enforcement agencies, fire departments, and AMR who responded to assist with this incident that occurred earlier today at Mahaney Park. We appreciate the cooperation we received during this incident. Our thoughts and prayers are with everyone involved in today's incident. Today's incident started around 12:30 p.m. when a CHP task force officer advised over a police radio system the shots had been fired and a CHP officer had been struck by gunfire near Mahaney Park. Members of the Roseville Police Department and allied agencies responded to the area of Mahaney Park to assist with the investigation. Upon arrival, officers were confronted by the suspect still carrying a gun and now seen running from officers on scene. Suspect began shooting as he was running from police and took 2 citizens hostage for a short time until officers arrived and confronted the suspect. The suspect then surrendered to officers on scene and was taken into custody. Medical aid was administered as soon as the scene was safe. We do know we have 2 innocent citizens who were struck by the suspect's gunfire during the incident. Sadly, 1 innocent citizen was pronounced deceased at the scene. The citizen and the suspect were both transported to local area hospitals and their current condition is unknown. I'd like to turn it over to California Highway Patrol Officer Rick Ortiz on an update from California Highway Patrol.
Good afternoon. I'm Officer Ricardo Ortiz with the California Highway Patrol. On behalf of the California Highway Patrol, I would sincerely like to thank all of the emergency personnel that responded to this incident. We thank you for your heroic efforts during this time. I can confirm that one of our officers was struck by gunfire from the suspect's firearm. That officer is being treated for his injuries and is in stable condition. As far as any other details, this is an ongoing investigation. I don't have any other details about the investigation or about the officer's condition. As I said, it is an ongoing investigation, and I will refer those questions to the Roseville Police Department. Thank you.
Well, Officer Kirby, if you could tell us, Captain CBS 13, Steve Larch here, the order this played out in and the timing it played out in, the report of an officer shot, how long after that do we know when the suspect took these 2 citizens hostage and when the gunfire took place?
It was within minutes. It occurred near Mahaney Park, over near the Little League ball fields, and it was a rapidly evolving situation and occurred within a couple minutes of the initial broadcast of the CHP officer being struck by gunfire.
Do we know who shot the bullets that hit the citizens?
Yes, it was the suspect. It was from his firearm.
Were those 2 citizens that he took supposedly hostage as he was running from officers?
You'll need to repeat that, I'm sorry.
The 2 citizens that were hit by gunfire, were they the 2 citizens that he took hostage?
Yes, they were.
Was the officer serving a warrant when this happened?
My understanding, the CHP was serving an arrest warrant at that time.
For what?
You'll need to refer to CHP for that. It's their investigation.
Where's their CHP officer? What was the warrant?
I don't have any further details on that incident.
And he was serving this warrant just out in the park? Was the man walking at the park, or?
You step up to the...
As for the details of the investigation, I don't have any of that. I would refer that to the Roseville Police Department. I don't have any information as far as the warrant that was being served or the circumstances.
Do you have the ages of the suspect or the identity or anything like that? Or with the person who was pronounced dead at the scene, was it a male, female?
All that information is still being held at this time. Notification of kin, and we're working with the Placer County Coroner's Office as well.
Captain, what was the process as far as the rest of the civilians that were in the area? We know children were in there. What was that process like to get them on lockdown, and get them to where they are at the school now to be picked up.
So the question was, what was the process for the surrounding areas where the incident occurred? So nearby we had some camps going at the Mahaney Library. Everybody sheltered in place. We had a high school nearby. There was a few people at the high school, even though the high school's closed this week. They were sheltered in place as well. And then once the scene was more static, we started working with the school district to move people out of the schools and also out of the library as well to a reunification area at a nearby local Roseville school.
Did the CHP officer fire his weapon?
I don't have that information.
Any kids or activities going on near the Little League ballpark where this supposedly happened at?
No, there was nothing official going on at that time. There was no Little League going on. There were people out and about walking on the trails in the area.
These two hostages, were they walking in the trails, or why were they there? They didn't know the suspect, right?
The question was, did the two hostages know the suspect? At this time, it's unknown, but I would believe no.
But do you know why they were in the park? Were they walking?
I'm sorry, you're going to need to repeat that.
I said, do you know why they were in the park? Were they out there walking, or what they were doing before they became hostages?
I do not know why they were in the park.
And you may have said this, but the condition of the suspect, did the suspect suffer any injuries at all?
He was taken to a local hospital. As far as any information regarding that, I do not have at this time.
Can you say can you confirm he was or was not shot?
My knowledge at this time is he was not shot, but he was taken to a local area hospital.
Was the CHP officer shot on that initial confrontation for the search warrant, or was it during the chase that the officer was shot?
I don't have any of that information. I don't know at what point. I just know that the officer was struck by gunfire from the suspect's firearm. That's all the information that I have.
And it was just this one officer that was there to serve the warrant. There was no one else.
I don't have that info. I have no idea how many officers were on scene. It's an ongoing investigation. I don't have that information.
Captain, were both the hostages adults?
The question was, were both hostages adults? Yes, they were. I have no other information about the hostages at this time.
Information on the suspect's weapon?
I have no information on that as well. The investigation's ongoing. We have a large crime scene that we're working with allied agencies that are assisting the Roseville Police Department and the California Highway Patrol. So at this time, we don't have any more information regarding that.
Can you tell us, were officers serving a search warrant at the time of the shooting, or are these two separate incidents?
No search warrant at the time, to my knowledge. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. Most of all, I want to thank all the agencies that responded to assist us. Some very heroic efforts occurred from multiple law enforcement agencies that respond, and we're very thankful for that. The Roseville Police Department thanks you all for being here, and we'll have more follow-up later on, probably tomorrow over the weekend. Thank you.
One last question, if I could.
Thank you.
Captain Newton.
All right, there is our first update from law enforcement. I think it's important to point out we have multiple agencies here, a lot of unknowns, but the big thing to come out of this information here, Eric, is that we have one person confirmed dead. We don't know their age, we don't know their gender, but we know that this person was described as someone that this suspect, who's in the hospital right now, took hostage and was shot and pronounced dead.